Good Tuesday morning. It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, three-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys, and maybe at one time he got his owner got excited and put the wrong fingers up to celebrate. Dale Hillestreet's here, everybody.
Steven, how are you? You slept on it. How do you feel about yourself today?
About myself, I feel fine. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I didn't.
You ever wake up in the morning feeling bad about yourself?
No, not bad about
something
myself.
Something you did, something you said, how you treated somebody?
No, generally not. I sleep like a baby. I generally sleep like a baby.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't have feelings?
Sometimes when I go places, I'll wake up the next day and be like, ugh. Like my HOA meetings, I'll wake up the next morning and be like, ugh, I hated every second of that last night. It went fine. It's just like, ugh.
Yeah. Was that last night too?
No, tomorrow night.
Oh,
Thursday.
Okay.
Well, I might see you Thursday, Dale. Might see you Thursday.
Yeah. Are there fines coming? Are there citations?
No, it's unfortunately we are in an inflationary time in this world, and everything's expensive. City of Mesa just put through a 12% increase in the water and utilities for them. 12% on top of the double-digit one they did last year, double-digit one they did the year before.
Really?
SRP's through the roof. It's up through the roof as well. It just I don't know how we're all surviving. I just don't know how we're surviving, Dale.
So does that mean that all that money that you have in your coffers, you can't use that for the increase?
No, it means dues have to go up.
Oh,
that's what that means, Dale.
Ooh. How's that usually go over?
Not well. We haven't. No. We don't do them. We've only done like 3 in the history of the community, and community has been there since 2007.
Okay,
but that's been the mistake.
People always forget about that.
The board, yeah.
We haven't increased anything in 5 years. Meanwhile, everything else has increased.
We did a small one last year, hoping that it would settle down, and it didn't. The people are going to lose their utter mind. This is going to be a big one. Yeah, going to be a big one. But it has to be. Nothing you can do about it unless you want other bad things to happen, right? And
Now, is it true that part of being president, you get all your fees waived?
Why do you do that? No, I have to pay them all too. I'm not happy about it either. I had a very distinct discussion with the treasurer yesterday. Like, it doesn't need to be that much, right? It could be less, right? Right?
And the treasurer said no.
Yeah, he's like, well, it can be, but we'll have another huge one next year. But we're still well below other neighborhoods. That's the other side of it. We'll be well below other neighbors. But the things I think about, because I'm an everyman, Dale. I think about the people that are on fixed incomes. Like I said, water increased 12% next year. SRP increase starts in November. I don't remember what it is, but it's a double-digit one. Starts up in November. I don't know about you guys, but my electric bill was through the roof this year. And it wasn't just because of the electric car. It's just outrageously priced right now and stuff like that. Now another increase coming. I think about those people, man. Think about those people, Dale.
I'm glad that you have other people. See, that's what.
It's not all about me.
No,
it's not all about me.
Your other thinking.
Well, it's just I feel better about myself when it's all about me, but then I think about other people just for a little bit, and then I worry about myself again. It's nice. Again, your humble host, everybody. But that's tomorrow night. We'll see. The meeting will go fine. It'll be afterwards if it gets approved. It'll be afterwards when it gets sent out. The arrows on that deathward site we call Facebook.
Well, who votes? The board or everybody?
No, the boards. Yeah, the board. Yeah, all 5 of us.
Well, don't you kind of know how everybody feels?
I
Do you take a straw poll?
I have a feeling I know. I don't know, but I have a feeling I know.
Okay.
Yeah. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. That's my Wednesday night.
Yeah.
So today I choose happiness today.
Okay, I like.
And then I got another City of Mesa problem I was telling you about before.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can go to hell.
Wow.
In a handbasket. I guess I shouldn't say bad things about City of Mesa right now.
No, I would find out what's going on before I.
Love you, City of Mesa. Yeah. You're the best. With one of my properties, got a threatening letter from them, like threatening letter yesterday from them. So I got to get that checked out and figure out what the hell is going on with that.
The question is your one phone call going to be to me saying I'm not going to be in tomorrow, or is it going to be?
I'll put it this way: if Autumn calls you, know something's up. Or Ethan, hey, get Dale's number out of my phone and reach out to him. Yes. Well, I could. Well, I have a couple weeks before that rears its head if the attorney doesn't handle it beforehand.
Okay.
So we got that coming up, and look. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I got nothing to apologize for, unlike some people around town.
Ooh. Well, you got some good rest yesterday, I heard.
Oh yeah, we got out of here, went home, and I was like, I'm just gonna take like an hour nap. I woke up at like 5 o'clock, all groggy. Thought I missed.
What day is it?
I thought I missed the school bus.
What day is
I
it?
thought I was late for school. Missed the bus. Didn't get my homework done. And then I realized it's Tuesday. I'm 48. I love that.
Whenever I have to take a nap, I still every once in a while have that recurring nightmare of oversleeping practice.
Yeah, you wake up all.
How am I gonna sneak out there?
My favorite. My favorite. Oh, don't you just go like, sorry, coach, my stomach. I've been in the stall. Don't you just pull that? How are they going to check you on that? They won't care. That's the difference. Flash Gordon says, hey, Steve, do the Cardinals have the balls to fire Austin Fortin Gannon to bring in a more offensive coach and try to save Kyler's career? Can they afford to wait so long? No, that ain't happening. Now, of course, Texas, 623-252-6670, like Flash Gordon did there and asked that. No, in all seriousness, it's way too early to talk about firing Gannon. Way too early to talk about firing Osiford. Is there smoke where it's not, if it doesn't improve, they're going to be gone? Yes. But I'm willing to bet you they got till year 5 before there's even conversation. Unless you do something stupid like, I don't know, hit a player on the sideline. That might speed it up a little bit.
You think that he's got 5 years?
I think year 5. So I think this year.
It is year 3.
Yep. So next year, if you're not better, then you don't see improvement.
Boy, I don't know about that.
You think this year would be such a disappointment that?
Well, I don't think during the season,
No,
but I think
afterwards.
that I've heard people talk about something happened to the Bears a couple years ago. They were going along pretty good, and
Yeah.
some horrendous end to a game they lost.
But
They lost 10 in a row. Now,
well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the caveat I'll put
Yeah.
on there. Yeah, if they lose the rest of their games, it's another conversation.
right.
But in terms of like what we're looking at right now, it's way too early to even have that conversation. End of the year, let's talk about it and see what happens.
Right.
Because yeah, you lose the next 12. That's on the table. Absolutely, that's on the table. One, Monty will want to try to save his job, so you got to make the move, right? But right now, in this moment, it's not possible. I saw a clip this morning from a kid that does podcasting and stuff around town who was like, got to get rid of Kyler Murray today. He needs to be benched now. That's all his fault yesterday. I'm just like, I don't know what you guys are watching. I'm not the biggest Kyler Murray defender on the planet. When he does good, you bring it up. If he does bad, you bring it up. And he had horrible plays in that game. What did he do wrong? I've even seen people go back before Jonathan Gannon and his offense got here. I've seen people go back and what that offense looked like with Kyler Murray. Back then, he's launching the ball 60 yards down the field to open receivers. Folks, he can do it. Why is he not doing it now? It's coaching. It's coaching and play calling, folks. It's obvious what it is. Why do people, and I don't know if it's just Kyler Murray, I don't know if it's just the quarterback position, but why can people not move off that narrative once they put their head on it?
Well, I think a lot of it is, I mean, you know this as well as anybody, the fact that the quarterback gets too much credit and he gets too much blame.
It's just Kyler Murray didn't all of a sudden call a 3-and-A play when you needed a first down. Kyler Murray didn't all of a sudden not target what did the hit on 98.7 that Gannon did yesterday. It was a soft interview. They always do soft interviews. They have to. I think it's contractually obligated, by the way. But he said 24 plays without Marvin Harrison Jr. being targeted. That's not Kyler Murray. At the game, I saw a lot of unopened receivers as that game went on.
Yeah.
That's not on Kyler Murray, but everybody goes, Kyler Murray can't throw the ball down the field to guys.
Well,
I don't
so
get it.
many things happened. You know, again, what people understand is they'll look at a replay and they go, oh, well, look at this receiver. Well, the ball's already been thrown and the defensive back has left him.
Or he's on the backside of the play.
You know,
and
to go help somebody else or go make a tackle. And they go, well, look, he's wide open. Well, the ball's already been thrown.
Yeah. There's just a lot of it does, and like I said, trust me, I get your Kyler Murray problems. I get it 1,000%. It just, I think 5 games into this season, Kyler Murray isn't your problem on offense. There's 8 things before you get to 8 things before you get to Kyler Murray is your problem.
Well, there's 2 things that just jump out and really signify the game Sunday. One, the snap off his face mask.
How's that Kyler Murray's fault?
It's not Kyler, but
the linemen weren't even said. Why wasn't it even called dead? I don't even get that. But okay.
But it was a comedy of errors between that and then DeMarcado's fumble. Those 2 things don't happen, and that has nothing to do with Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
They win the game, and they probably win it comfortably because, like I said yesterday, DeMarcado scores there, and now all of a sudden it's a 28-6 or 28-3 game, and Tennessee is ready to go home.
They're quitting. Yeah.
Start the engines.
Yeah. But then, we talk a lot about Jonathan Gannon, right? And his press conference afterwards, like I just played one clip yesterday because his Sunday press conferences irate me after a game. Irate me. Because I don't think he cares.
Oh.
I don't think he cares, Dale. I honestly don't. After a game, he's just like, I had no problem with what happened out there. Did you watch the same game we all watched, Tiger? But then Monday comes and something happens where he sits back, I don't know, takes a nap, wakes up, goes and watches film, and then he goes, oh, I see what everybody's complaining about. Because he goes into his Monday press conference the total opposite.
Well, somebody has gotten to him and say this is how a head coach operates in front of the media. And I've told you before.
Very stoic?
Very stoic. Troy Aikman was that way. Somebody got to him early, Lee Steinberg or somebody said, don't ever show emotion. Don't ever blame anybody else.
I don't have a problem with that.
But his thing is, I'm not going to get 2 up or 2 down when anything's going on.
And then, the video comes out yesterday morning of him. I'm just going to say it. He hit DeMarcado, folks. I was like questionable yesterday. I'm actually more disappointed in Will Hernandez and Paris Johnson today than I am Gannon because neither one of them reacted in that moment either.
Well, they're probably pissed at him, too.
Paris Johnson said he was helping him out, making sure he didn't get mean mugged. Well, if you're making sure nobody was mean mugging him on the sideline in terms of the players, you let your coach walk up to him and slap him on top of it. But I'm even more convinced that Jonathan Gannon did something he should not have done because of his apology yesterday. Now, I'm not going to go to the one on 98.7 because that was after the regular press conference here. Jonathan Gannon, on the DeMarcado video specifically, here's what he had to say yesterday in his press conference.
There was some video circulating of you kind of getting in Amari's face and maybe some contact and stuff like that. I was just wondering what you thought of that video, what happened. Like, it was kind of grainy. We didn't really see it.
I didn't see the video, David, but I actually I woke up this morning and didn't feel great about it, honestly. And so in the team meeting, I addressed it. I apologized to Amari, apologized to the team, and I just told him I kind of let the moment of what happened get the better of me there. Obviously, like I try to be emotionally stable and calm because my job is to solve problems when during a game and kind of lead the charge on that. So it's not really who I am, who I want to be, and I told the guys that today. So it's a mistake by me, and it's just like everybody in there. Everybody made some type of mistake yesterday, which is, culminates to why we didn't win the game, and we can't let it happen moving forward.
Will Amari face any sort of punishment or repercussion for that play on the goal line?
No.
Coach, with that kind of a loss, how do you pull guys back together?
I mean, how do you punish a guy for making a stupid mistake on a football field when you have to apologize to that player for losing your control?
Again, this is where the different generations of sports collide. In my mind, there's no reason for apologies. You didn't throw him down on the ground. You didn't grab his face mask. You didn't embarrass him. But yeah, there was a quick little video. Again, when knuckleheaded plays are allowed to happen. And you saw two of them yesterday, this or on Sunday, the snap and the touchdown, that directly
A non-touch.
go towards you losing a ball game.
Yep.
And to say, no, nothing's going to happen. Again,
That's my problem with that. There is anything that happened to Dave McCarr? No, he's accepting it. Dale, this is my beef. On Sunday, he's like, I'm fine with everything happens. I'm fine with what happens out there. I'm good with it. And then even now, he's like, well, I apologize to the team, and nothing's going to happen to him. Not even wind sprints, coach. Not even suicides or whatever you call them now, because you're not allowed to say that word, I guess. So whatever they're called now. Gassers. Not even, I don't know. He has to use a wet towel after he gets out of the shower. Nothing? No punishment whatsoever, coach? Just nothing's going to happen to him? He's just good? He just shows up today like nothing happened? I got a problem with that, man. It sets off the tone of, we're not going to do anything. It's okay. It shouldn't happen, but it's okay. That's literally the tone he's setting in public. Now, it might be different behind the scenes.
yeah.
But I'm also a big fan of behind the scenes acting one way and then in public acting another. You don't have to say it. Just be like, look, anytime somebody does boneheaded plays on our team, there's a fine system. You have to run. The whole team has to run because of it. There's nothing wrong with saying that. You're not embarrassing anybody. But he's giving off the impression, Dale, of, yeah, we're okay with it.
And again, with situations like that, if there are not repercussions, then what's to say that that's not going to happen again at some point? And again, I didn't realize this because, you go, you see it about once a year, the running back receiver running the end zone, let's loosen the ball before he crosses it. But it happened a week ago.
Yeah, and you can't tell me. Well, I'll put it this way. Kenny Dillingham in his press conference yesterday addressed it and said, we're showing our team that play. You better hang on to that ball going into the end zone. And you mean to tell me last week when the Colts guy did it, that the Cardinals didn't go, hey, guys, I just want to bring to your attention here and just reiterate. Remember, when you're going into the end zone, hang on to the ball. And if you didn't, I think that's dereliction of coaching. Kenny Dillingham is right away goes, we talked to the guys about it this morning. This was yesterday, a day after the play happened. I get more and more the vibe of Jonathan Gannon is just like, we're cool with it.
Yeah, I just think somebody got to him, whether it's his agent or whoever he emulates the head coach.
You do stuff like that in today's day and age, you can be fired for cause. It means no paycheck. You can get shamed from the game of football.
Yeah,
you go after that stuff. Like, it's a big deal. I have a feeling his agent definitely, and Monty probably said something as well.
I'm just saying about his normal demeanor, win or lose in front of the media.
Yeah.
Has always kind of been that way.
Here's the other thing I have a problem with as well. You just saw it there. Is the pressure too much for him? Because this is the first time you've seen him not be stoic on that sideline and he went after somebody. Is the pressure getting to him?
Yeah. I think it was such an idiotic play. Are you telling me that if you were on the sideline, you wouldn't say something to him?
Oh, no. I would have been like, locker room, bleepity bleep, 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 bleep. I would have been fired at the spot by the time I got done. It would have been a nasty thing when I got done with it. Because it's just so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, mistakes happen. There's mistakes. And
yes, holding calls happen. Yeah. Pass interference happens. You blow an assignment.
This is like unexcusable. I'll put it this way. You shouldn't have to have a conversation with a football player. You don't drop the ball until you're in the end zone dancing or something.
A professional football player.
I would even argue college. You've been playing long enough that this shouldn't be a conversation. But then you want to get even more upset here about JG, and we'll talk more about this with Bruce Cooper coming up as well. Then JG yesterday gets asked. The big controversy here, right? Offense, play calling at the end of the game. We know on Sunday, I have no problem with play calling. I know it's coming. We're okay with it. This infuriates me, folks. I want to be clear about this, Dale. So, Dale, you might have to take over the show here in a minute. Infuriates me. This is why I took a nap after I watched the press conference yesterday. I was so angry. I was like, I'm just going to go take a nap. Jonathan Gannon gets asked about that 3rd and 8 play at the end of the game. Instead of going for it, running the ball at the right side, 0 yards run, Of course, they get the ball back, go down and score, win the game, etc. Jonathan Gannon is asked about that 3rd and 8th play. Jonathan Gannon.
You went back and reviewed the last possession, the 3rd down play on 3rd and 8, I believe. Did you have any second thoughts about the play calling on that play?
Yeah, I talked to Drew about it. I think we got to put our guys in a little bit better spot there. We were expecting one thing. They didn't give it to us. I could have used the timeout there. That's something I could have did a little bit better because I know he didn't really love the call either. So it's something that we talked about, and we got to put our guys in better spots.
How does that happen where you and Drew both not loving the call, but it still goes forward?
There's a clock ticking to that. That's a good question, Teo. And there's an element of time. And at that point in time, do you want to use a timeout there or not? I just decided not, but it's a learning experience for myself.
I'm guessing Kyler has a line of scrimmage offense that he could check out too. That didn't happen either, apparently.
Not that one.
You always say that you know what's being called. Can you, as a head coach, you can override Drew if you wanted to? Is that?
Yeah, I would never override Drew because he's the offensive play caller.
Would you like to see your quarterback with the ball in his hands on that 3rd and 8 there?
Yeah, that's what we talked about, probably.
I'll never do my job and override the guy that I hired to do a job when he's making a blatantly obvious mistake that neither one of us are comfortable with, and we know it's the wrong play, but I would never step in and say, what are we doing? And let's call timeout if you think it. No, he's the offensive genius. I would never override him. This is a joke of a comment right there. Joke of a comment, Dale.
Steve, you are the professional at reading between the lines.
Thank you.
You didn't read between those lines?
Oh,
you didn't hear what he really wanted to say?
He's covering for Drew Pensing like you wouldn't believe.
We both knew it was the right call. Now, again, learning experience, yes. Could I have called a timeout? Yes, I could have called a timeout. And in the future, he probably will. But here's what I always tell people. Again, we seem to be talking a lot, or at least maybe me, but I think you too a little bit, like Jimmy Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
An aggressive coach.
Yes.
Super aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know any of our offensive plays. He wouldn't say, hey, I want you to run counter sweep.
This is what we're trying to find out.
But he would tell Norv Turner, throw the ball.
Yeah.
Whatever
Simple
I want you to be aggressive.
Yeah.
Whatever pass play you think is best, I'm not going to call, rip, pro right, rip 837 that flat.
To your point there, Jonathan Gannon hears the play call. He might, even if he doesn't know what that play call is, you go, why are you handing the ball off to our third string practice squad quarterback? It's not a knock on, or DeMarcado. It's not a knock on those guys. It's our best chance to complete this is giving the ball to, our quarterback that can scramble, make some stuff happen if something goes bad here, maybe find Marvin Harrison, our best player. They took the ball out of their best player's hands. And he's going, oh, yeah, well, maybe we should have done that more often. He's covering for Drew Pensing, and this is what infuriates me more in all seriousness. There's a problem. He knows there's a problem, and he's going to cover for him publicly, but the problem continues to happen every week, and we're tired of it. We see it. I guarantee you he sees it, and he's covering for him publicly on that side. You've got to have a system to overrule your offensive coordinator when he's making the wrong calls out there. And Jonathan Gannon doesn't have that system in there, is what I just learned.
Here's the way that I look at things. And you were there last year in the state championship game. We had a 4th and 1 call.
Yes.
And our offensive coordinator wanted to roll our quarterback out, run a play that we hadn't run.
Yep. And you were down.
And
this was the ball game.
Yep. It's 4th quarter, a couple minutes left.
Yep.
And I walked up. Sheehan and I were on the same page, and we said, no. What we're going to do is we're going to run the play that gets the ball in our best running back's hands behind our 2 best offensive linemen. And if they can't get it done, we can live with that.
Then it wasn't meant to be.
If we call a play, we have a run before, and something happens, we're gonna second guess ourselves the whole offseason.
Absolutely. Why'd we do that?
And so in my mind, you put that same thought process into 3rd and 8. Don't you want Kyler, McBride, Harrison to have a say in that play?
Everybody does, except for one man.
And that's my question: is why your three best players,
Mm-hmm.
everybody seems to think that. Why aren't they having a role in the decision?
And like
of
I
this
said,
game?
I said it derogatory towards Dean McCarter, who ended up getting that ball. Or those aren't the guys you want to have the ball in that. If James Conner was back there, maybe a different story.
Still third.
That's
and
third and 8.
The third
Game on the
you're
line.
playing. You're playing
Yes.
not to lose.
But even then, you can kind of be like, all right, I wouldn't have called that, but Connor's probably the guy. He wouldn't have gotten 0 yards, I'll tell you that. But that's my problem with it. And he's sitting there, and, I'll never overrule an offense coordinator. That's his job. No, that's your job as a head coach. Your job as a head coach is to oversee that stuff and monitor it.
No, that's when you call a timeout. You bring everybody over. You look at Pensing and go, "I want you to throw the ball."
I don't have the clip, but on Sunday, Kyler Murray was flat out asked, "Hey, you wish you would have had the ball in that situation?" I probably would have wished the ball would have gone to me in that situation. You have players openly saying, "Oh, that ball should have been in my hands." You have players openly saying that in press conferences. Now, Jonathan Gannon has to cover for Pensing. Don't get me wrong. There's an obvious issue here on the offensive side, and publicly, he's covering for it, which, quite frankly, he needs to do.
Now, privately, what is going on?
Yeah, they're having conversations. He's telling you they're having conversations about it. Oh, I talked to him this morning. And you heard the guy ask, you heard the reporter ask, is one of those conversations put the ball in your best guy's hands? And he goes, yeah, that's pretty much what I told him. So those conversations are having. But I would again argue, if you have to have that conversation with your offensive coordinator, it's probably not in the right job. Because I'm not an offensive coordinator. Never been one. I suck at play calling on Madden. Ask Ethan. I can't pick the right plays. I'm terrible at it. And even I know, in the most important moment of the game, you put the ball in your best player's hands, and then you can live with it. And this team doesn't get it.
Yep.
This offensive coordinator doesn't get it, and that's what infuriates me about watching this and what they say afterwards and things to that effect. You even saw it last night, Dale, before we get Bruce on here and everything, take our break and bring Bruce on. Jaguars-Chiefs last night. Saw a lot of Cohen, the head coach of Jaguar, putting the ball in his players' hands, right, at the end of that game. Chiefs, Mahomes. They didn't take the ball out of Mahomes' hand, hand it off to Pachenko at the end of that game. No, they were like, Mahomes, get us down there, buddy. Get us down there and score.
Do you think the Cardinals can put that play in the double fall down?
Okay. Well, show it to you first, because I got two things with this play. First of all, best touchdown of the year so far. Trevor Lawrence drops back, gets tripped up. Here it is. Lawrence TD last night ends up being the game winner here at the end of the game here. Go ahead and play this one here one time, then we'll break it down.
1, 2.
Lawrence
Oh,
goes down, has to get up, breaks a tackle, touchdown Jacksonville.
That's amazing. Go ahead and bring it down real quick here. So last night you responded, and you saw what I saw. That left guard for Jacksonville makes that play.
yeah.
But so first of all, let's play it again here. You talk about this guy here. I think he's number 76 if I can see it properly. But obviously left side of the screen here. Go ahead and replay it here.
Watch the left guard right
76.
there. You see the defensive end go down, peels back, make sure nobody's chasing him from behind.
Yep, and gets it there, right? My bigger problem with this is the Chiefs are playing a gentleman who's one of the best defensive linemen in the league a lot of money. He sat out last year to make sure he gets paid a lot of money. And I'm talking about Chris Jones. 95 for the Chiefs. When we watch it this time, everybody pay attention to 95 on the Chiefs. Game, situation, Jaguars score here. You're probably losing the game. Your best defensive lineman, probably in the league, let alone on your team, and this stuff on top of it. So, yeah, I saw one good there in Jacksonville and how they did it. Chris Jones. Here we go. Play it again. Chris Jones is in the middle, 95. He steps back. Look at him stand there. Jogs over. Look at there's not even an effort.
He's tired.
He had a better view than the fans in the first row of that play. You should be charged ticket price for having that access right there. What is Chris Jones doing?
Exhausted, Steve.
Just what? That's your leader on defense right there, folks.
Well, I'm gonna choose to look at the positive.
Throw up the show picks real quick here as we go to break here. Man, you almost pulled it. You almost pulled it on the Chiefs last night. Wish you would have.
Wow, we missed Who picked the stinking Cardinals?
What idiots.
And I did say I took the Chargers unless Jaden Daniels played.
Well, Chargers had that until,
And how we were
10-point
so
lead.
close on the Texans-Ravens. Just missed that.
What I didn't factor in on the Ravens is I knew their defense would be an issue in this game. Was I didn't know how terrible their offense is without Lamar Jackson. That offense is non-existent. They are the worst team in football if Lamar Jackson does not play, the Ravens. Period. End of story. They are garbage without Lamar Jackson. That was shocking how bad they looked without Lamar there as well. So there you go. Whew, what a week for us.
Yeah.
2-3.
Be better this week, Steve.
It can't get much worse. After Monday night, Jaguars win. Adam Schefter gives us this nugget. There's been 17 games this season with go-ahead score in the final minute of regulation, the most through the first 5 weeks of the season since the 1970 merger. Comebacks galore, everything out there as well. Robert says at TME Sports Show could be an age thing, but I agree with Helly. The whole incident is a nothing burger to me. Gannon's press conference interviews are an issue. Maybe win something before trying to emulate other coaches and keeping things close to the vest.
I got one more nugget before we go to break.
I agree with you on that one, Robert. You got to set the standard, and I don't think he's setting his proper standard here. What do you got?
This past weekend was the first time ever that Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Jalen Hurts all lost in the same week.
That's an amazing
including
stat.
the playoffs. They started 70 games. 70 weekends together.
That's an amazing stat.
Yeah.
The Chiefs have lost their magic. They're not getting they got a couple ref calls last night, but they're not resulting in wins like they did before. That one pick play where that interception where that Jaguars receiver got just knocked out. I saw it live on TV and I went, did my TV glitch or something? I swear I saw that guy get taken out.
And he did.
And then the broadcast came back and they were like, yeah, look at this. How do you miss that? But the magic on the on the Chiefs is gone. It's just gone.
I've told you. You
goes
don't
quick.
know when it's going to happen, but when it happens quick.
It's quick. Now, the problem is the Chargers, I thought, were going to run away with that division with the Chiefs faltering. I'm not even sure that's going to happen anymore.
Look out for Sean Payton and those Denver Broncos.
Okay, now take a break here.
There we go.
Bruce Cooper coming up next, folks. Come on back. It's the main event. And we're back here. Main events. Bruce Cooper joins us every Tuesday. He's chomping at the bit here. And because, Bruce, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you were very upset about Cardinals on Sunday.
I was livid.
Really?
I was beside myself.
You don't get
I'm gonna tell you
mad.
something. I covered this team for 34 years. 34 years I went in a lot of somber and disillusioned locker rooms.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the locker room this past Sunday, but I'm going to tell you, I can't imagine it being worse than any locker room I've ever been in with the Cardinals. I mean, that was just egregious. Let me tell you something. There's not a Hollywood scriptwriter in America who has the imagination to dream up the type of ways in which the Cardinals lost that game.
Now,
unbelievable.
Now, you were a part of the Monday night Chicago Bear meltdown.
I was there, and we let them off the hook.
Yeah.
You know who they were.
It doesn't even compare to this.
Really?
It just doesn't.
Okay.
I mean, there was a guy named Devin Hester
Yeah.
who was special on the special teams that helped the Bears win that game. But
The big fumble by, the running back.
Sure.
Running back into it.
But let me tell you something. DeMarcado's, we've seen that play before. Yeah, people they celebrate prematurely.
It happened a week before, Bruce.
Yeah. But let me tell you this, Dale. Let me tell you this. And I'm not trying to throw shade on Rabbit at all. It's just the way this game was. Mm-hmm. I've never seen anyone make an interception, a game-clinching interception, only to fumble it, and then the other teammates boot it around, and it gets in the end zone, and they recover it for a touchdown.
Clark kicks it into the end zone.
So that's why I get into a Hollywood scriptwriter can't. They don't have that type of creativity or imagination.
Okay, but tell me this. So, see, I can live with that because that was an effort play. It was a freak thing that happened. How many times did somebody kick it 10 yards backwards and everybody. But there's effort on that play.
Yeah, yeah.
The one I can't live with is the celebrating before you cross the goal line.
Well, look, Larry Fitzgerald Jr. and I, we texted after the game.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, dude, I can handle all of that. The fumble, the premature fumble, the interception fumble for a touchdown. What I can't handle, what drove me crazy, was the 3 consecutive run plays when you have just over 2 minutes left to play in the game.
Yeah.
I said I cannot, and
for 0 yards.
Yeah,
no
yeah,
less.
yeah. And so conversation came up. Well, maybe they don't trust Kyler, and so my retort back is absolutely. I don't believe that. I said I can take you back 2 games previously. Cardinals in a similar situation against the 49ers. They called a pass play. Kyler Murray throws it to Zay Jones. Zay Jones catches it, and he has everything down until he gets to the ground and it's stripped from him. Mm-hmm. So if you throw the ball in that situation, I mean, it's the same darn thing.
Yeah.
If you throw the ball then, and you're on the road when you do that in San Francisco, why wouldn't you do it at home? And so it brings me back to Dell. I have to go to Drew Petzing. I mean, he is an albatross. There's absolutely no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm just living. I'm still T today. I'm upset about this.
Okay, so tell me this.
That makes 2 of us, by the way.
I mean, we're all upset. Tell me this, because again, we just played Gannon's yesterday press conference after a night of sleep and all that. Don't the head coach and offensive coordinator get together before that drive starts, and the head coach say, we need to get a first down, we need to be aggressive, or does he say, hey, 3 runs, I think it'll get the job done? Doesn't that come from the head coach?
Del, it has to. But let me tell you something. See, and this is my problem. You don't wait to 3rd down to make that call.
No.
You do like Dan. What would Dan Campbell of the Lions do? See, I love Dan Campbell. I've never interviewed the guy. But I've watched his games. I even can take you back to Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury would go for it on 4th and a half inch from his own 20.
Yeah.
I appreciate guys or coaches who are trying to win, who are aggressive. Okay, so here's my point. The Titans score that, recover that fumble in the end zone, touchdown, kick the extra point. It's 21-19. Yep. There's a commercial break. So that means there's like 3 minutes that the coaches have to congregate and talk.
Yep.
You have to know, okay, look, it's over 2 minutes to play. Titans have 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning.
Yep.
So, hey, look, let's come out with the first play right away.
Yeah.
They're expecting us to run. But what we're going to do is we're going to show run. We're going to go a stretch run play where we boot it to Kyler with an option to run the pass.
Yep.
And, hey, maybe we get a first down. Maybe we get 7, 8, 9 yards. But now it's 2nd and short. It's not 2nd and long. See, you have to have those conversations on the sideline before you even take the field with your offense, and that's what drives me crazy.
Okay, so this is I told Steve, I don't know if you were in here yet, but that's the thing that Jimmy Johnson would do. He would tell Norv Turner before the drive started, either
absolutely
you got 4 downs, this series, okay, or I want you to be aggressive. He wouldn't tell what plays to call because Jimmy didn't know. He couldn't call 5 plays of our offense, but he'd tell them, you throw the ball, you get the first down, be aggressive. And I don't know if that communication happened Monday night.
Yeah, you know what drives me? Have you guys listened to the press conference of Gannon, post Sunday?
After Sunday's game? Yeah, we played it yesterday.
Okay.
We played some of the highlights yesterday.
Yeah. And we know, we all, and I think the sound that kind of, drew most of the attention was his apologize to DeMarcado.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
That was yesterday's press conference.
Right.
We played that this morning.
Okay. So here's the deal. Lost in all of that, there's sound when he's asked about the third down situation.
3rd and 8.
Yeah. And he says, well, I didn't like the way it looked. Petsy didn't like the way the defensive looked. I didn't like the way the defensive looked. Maybe I should have called a timeout there. I'm like, dude, I mean, the game's on the line.
Yeah.
You don't like it. The offensive coordinator doesn't like it, and you run it anyway. Man, I'm telling you, I'm done.
But there was a clock. But there was a clock, Bruce. He said there's a clock in that situation.
But he had
A
timeouts,
clock?
and he's not saving. He's not saving the timeouts.
You have all 3 timeouts, and you don't necessarily need them. But if you have to use it there, fine. You still have 2 left. You have the lead and the ball.
I don't
Oh
disagree.
my God.
That's what we were doing when you walked in. We played that clip, and
Oh,
it's
did you
just
really?
yeah. And he's just it's just he's not only saying that I didn't like it, he didn't like it. He's covering for him. And then they asked him, "Can you overrule your offensive coordinator?" I would never do that. He's the offensive coordinator. I'd never do it. What do you?
Man,
you're the head coach.
Man,
that's your job.
I'm telling you, man. I heard that. I was about ready to wave the white
Okay,
flag.
so what do you
on
think
the
about
season.
this? And I told Steve, I don't know when you came in, but I coached at SCA for the last 20 years. Last 2 years we've been in the state championship. Last year we were down with under 2 minutes left, 4th and 1 or 4th and 2 at the goal line.
This is your high school team?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our offense coordinator wanted to run and play. We hadn't run all year, and I got with the head coach. Said, no. We're going to put the ball in our best players' hands. Let them perform, and if we don't get it, we can live with that. We run something that we haven't run before, and we don't get it. We're going to think about that all offseason. And so we ran behind our 2 best offensive linemen, our best running back, and we were fortunate enough to score. Why wouldn't you put the ball in the 3 people that are perceived to be your best players? That's Marvin Harrison, that's Trey McBride, and that's Kyler Murray, and you let them decide the game. And guess what? If he rolls out and something happens, or McBride drops the ball, or Harrison, at least you gave your best players an opportunity to win the game for you.
No, that makes too much sense, and I agree, because I agree with it. That's one. He's 1,000% correct. 1,000% correct. Here I am still fuming. This is why I look at the Cardinals right now. You fall to 2-3, and you should be 3-2. But keep in mind, each of the previous 2 weeks, you're 1 play away from being undefeated. Let's be honest. Okay, but you have to beat the Tennessee Titans. The Titans are the one team that has a shadow over them gloomier than yours.
The coach was going to probably be fired if
They were
lost
one
that game
Bruce.
on Sunday.
I've been on the football field before. They were 1 play away. DeMarcado scores.
Yeah, it's 28-6.
And guess what?
It's 28-6.
They're ready to pack up, get their equipment trucks going, and all that. They were ready to go home.
Yeah.
And boom, you gave them life.
Yeah, I mean, I even look at there's a third quarter when the Cardinals, they had a 21-6 halftime lead.
Mm-hmm.
Third quarter, they have a big drive, 13 plays. They're on the Titans' 20-yard line. Now, I've seen this before, too, a miscommunication between the center and the quarterback. The ball snaps, and clearly Kyler's not ready.
He has
for it.
no clue it's coming.
And so that's a sure 3 points that you don't have. And then again, DeMarcado makes it 28-6 in the fourth quarter. It's game over.
Right.
And of course, the game-clinching interception that turns into 7 points for the other team. But like I said, I can digest all of that. And I take you right back to what I said earlier. I cannot handle the coaching staff and the offensive coordinator who ran 3 straight plays, into the teeth of a defense that's expecting you to run the ball.
Yep. Yeah.
I just can't.
Well,
I can't.
I'm gonna test your memory. 1992 NFC Championship game.
Wow.
Dallas Cowboys had a big lead over the 49ers in Candlestick Park. 49ers are coming back. They pin us back in inside our 10-yard line. What do you think San Francisco? We had about a 7-point lead at that point. What do you think San Francisco was thinking? It's fourth quarter, middle of the fourth quarter. What do you think they think we were going to do?
You're going to run the ball.
Run the ball. They'd try and take time off the clock. Plus, we had a better running attack than the Cardinals had.
But
Jimmy called up to Norv. He said, "I want you to be aggressive." And Norv literally said, "So you're saying I can throw the ball?" Jimmy said, "Be aggressive." And that's when he threw the pass to Harper on first down.
Well, Alvin Harper?
Yeah. And he goes 80 yards down to the 10-yard line, whatever, and the rest of history. But the Cardinals looked like they were playing that game not to lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would argue they look scared.
Yes.
And so here's my point. Here's a point. Is that your quarterback is taking really some unnecessary chatter just because of your decision. It takes me back to when the Cardinals put this addendum in Kyler's contract that became public. You know,
and how does that become public, Bruce? I mean, you were in the media a long time. How does stuff like that become public? Do you think somebody meant for it to become public?
Someone definitely meant for it to become public.
Right.
Make no mistake about it. And so my point is, so now people are saying, well, asking the question, well, do the Cardinals trust Kyler Murray? Should they trust Kyler Murray? And so that has nothing to do with Kyler Murray, everything to do with the play caller. And if you want to take it to the extreme you did with the Jimmy Johnson analogy with Jonathan Gannon.
I agree with you on that.
It's unnecessary chatter that he has to deal. Now, when Kyler shows up on Wednesday, his first day of media availability, those questions are going to come to him.
Yep.
It's unfairly coming to him because you had a coaching staff that was that inept.
At some point, do you think he shows up on a Wednesday and go, I don't know what the play calls were. I wanted to be aggressive. I wanted to go downfield.
He had a chance Sunday when they asked him.
He kind of said it, though. Yeah. He said, they asked him, would you rather have the ball in your hand in that situation? He said yes.
Well, for sure, but he also didn't throw Petsy under the bus. He said the play call is a play call.
Yeah, he's doing the right thing, right?
But, sure he is.
But for the people that say they don't trust Kyler Murray, they started the game with a 12-play, 72-yard with a 40-something yard pass to Marvin Harrison Jr., double coverage, ran up and got it, just short of the end zone.
But again,
there,
it goes
right?
back to Dale's. I don't want to interrupt you, but it goes back to Dale's point is that what's happening? He's being flushed out because of poor pass protection.
Actually, at the first 3 drives, good pass protection because Will Hernandez was in there. The second they took Hernandez out because he was on a snap count, offensive line went to garbage. And then he gets flushed out and stuff like that. But if you don't trust Kyler Murray in the end game situations, you're not trusting him in those situations early in the game either. Second drive, 10 plays, 65 yards. You go back to every game this year, you don't see 12 plays, 72-yard drives by the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then 10 plays, 65 yards is the second one, right? Then they punt it, 4-9, and then they get the 5 plays, 27 yards after that Titans fumble there to make it 21-3. Everything after that, 10 plays, 2 yards. We can break down the plays to prove this point here.
Okay.
It's the play calling changed when they went up 21-3. And I'll even argue, once you change your play calling in the second quarter, you ain't opening it back up again later.
Hey, now I want you to check this out for me because a friend told me this. I don't know. I didn't really check it out. He says in the second half, the Cardinals ran like 18 plays offensively. Only 4 were called pass plays, 2 of which resulted in sacks.
Yes.
So
offensive line issues.
But my whole point, if you're only throwing the ball 4 times in the second half.
It was more than that, but
it
was more than that, but it's close to it. I just picked out here, right? 14 plays, 66 yards, third quarter. Titans come out, punt the ball, you get the ball back. This is the fumble play here in the third quarter. Here's the play calls. 1 yard run, 1 yard pass. 19-yard pass there to Marvin Harrison Jr. there, 19 yards. A 2-yard run, 5-yard pass, 10-yard run, 3-yard run, 4-yard pass, 12-yard pass. Then you had a penalty, a minus 8-yard run, which was the sack there. 4-yard pass, 7-yard pass, and then that's where the fumble, hits him, in all of that
well,
stuff.
my buddy was certainly.
That was the third quarter. You want to go to that fourth quarter? All runs. And
maybe set the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
maybe set the fourth quarter. Okay.
So that beginning play, 4th yard there. I mean, run, pass, penalty, run, 4-yard pass, and then the fumble. There for that one. Then the next one here, 5 plays, 1 yard, Bruce. This is, you have 21-12 lead, 5 plays, 1 yard is all you get. 10-yard sack, 11-yard pass incomplete, punt is what you get. When you got a 21-12 lead, that's what you put together right there, after that. Then, of course, the final one is, run, pass, run, timeout, run, punt. They go down into the field. It's just when you go conservative early in the game and I think he coaches scared. I honestly think, and this is Drew Petzing's just a young guy, first offensive coordinator job on his own, defensive head coaches. I just don't think he knows how to handle certain situations. He hasn't been in them before.
You know what's really circulating in my head as I listen to you talk as well. I go back to something that we talked about last week. I think Dale even brought it up. Talked about the Cardinals losing offensive line coach Clayton Adams.
Dale brought it up in the offseason. Now everybody's kind of latching onto it. So Dale's the forefront here of this.
And when I saw that transaction, it really didn't really resonate with me. I mean, they're bringing in Justin Fry, I believe, from Ohio State, and I know he has a nice connection with Paris Johnson, and they drafted a couple another offensive lineman from Ohio State, sign a free agent offensive lineman from Ohio State. I said, okay. But now that I look and I see what's happening in Dallas with the Cowboys, I mean, CeeDee Lamb.
He's the offensive coordinator,
yes,
right?
absolutely. He's absolutely. Yeah. CeeDee Lamb goes down.
Yeah.
I said, this team's in trouble. They're dropping 40,
Hold
35.
on. No. Don't stop there. Did you see who they started this past weekend?
No.
Four of their 5 starting offensive linemen were out.
Yeah. The backup offensive lineman.
Wow.
And they scored
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, and they
out.
scored 37 points. Yeah.
But here's my thing about that, and I was telling Steve this. I have people that are close to the Ohio State program. I did an Ohio State game last year. They get the best of the best. They get nothing but 5-star players, but offensive linemen. Their reputation is they're talented, but they're soft.
Ohio
they're
State?
soft. They're not physical up front. That's the number one complaint about Ohio State's offensive line over the past 5-6 years.
Oh.
And then this offensive line coach comes here. Is there a correlation? Is there not? Can something happen that quick? I don't know.
Well, I'm starting to. I really started to buy in because the Cowboys didn't even know who their starting running back would be.
No.
It's Javonte Williams, a cast-off from the Broncos. And this dude, and I'll be honest, I drafted him in the 12th round of my fantasy football league. He's been a diamond in the rough for me.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't matter. I didn't even know they had 4 different offensive linemen starting up front.
Yeah,
and he's
I sent
still,
a tweet. I sent a tweet to Dale saying, "Get the boys back together. Cowboys need you today."
Yeah, and Javonte Williams, and I know this because he's on my fantasy football, rushed for over 135 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns, one also receiving.
Right.
And so I'm starting to buy into this Clayton Adams thing.
Yeah.
I really am. And it was nothing more than a little blip for me on the transaction page.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's the same offensive line. I mean, Will Hernandez, but it's the same offensive line that played well last year.
Right.
And they look like straight up garbage this year with Will Hernandez not playing.
Something is amiss here because, let me tell you something. I was ready to move on from James Conner. I made no mistake about it. I said, hey, the dude's nearing 30, blah, blah, blah. His best years are behind. And he puts up a 1,000-yard season, and he's a prolific receiver out of the backfield. I had to say, dang, I'm wrong about him.
Right.
But then all of a sudden, Adams is not here. And before he got injured, James Conner can't even get 20 yards rushing in the game.
Yeah. And I will tell you this. Obviously, I think Hernandez coming back will mean a lot. But their right tackle,
Oh, Jonah Williams?
Williams, he is. There's something wrong with him. He's stiff. There's a lower body injury. There's something that's affecting him, but he is a liability.
They have a guy on that
line.
roster named Kelvin Beachum.
Yes.
Now, Jonah Williams got hurt early. So last year. So that right side looked like Will Hernandez at right guard, Kelvin Beachum at right tackle. Mm-hmm. I think that's something worth going back to.
Oh, they were playing Beachum this year as coming in as basically like a tight end, right? He was an eligible player when he went into the game in this situation.
Probably see that alignment a lot more now that Ryman's out for the year.
That was a nasty injury for him.
But hey, look, Cardinals just haven't been able to run the ball, and so that puts a lot more pressure on your quarterback and things like that. And I just think that the Cardinals need to just implement more boots, more rollouts.
They did that. They did that in the first couple drives, and then you didn't see it again.
And they scored touchdowns.
I know.
And
it's infuriating. Like sitting in the stadium, the drunk guy sitting in front of me that doesn't know how many fingers he has at this moment because he's had so much to drink, is yelling stuff down to the field. It's like the drunk guy can see it up here. How do you guys not see it down there?
Yeah. And look, I wasn't at the game, but I saw the camera pan into the stands. I mean, I saw so many fans just booing with their thumbs down.
Fans started leaving. Halfway through the third, and so, then it got worse.
Yeah, and so what worries me here is now that the Cardinals are 2-3, I think this game coming up in Indy is critical, and Indy has proven to be one of the better teams in football.
Well, we're at the top of the hour. We need to take a break, and we'll come back and talk about that because I think Steve and I talked. Everybody in August said, "Oh, this is a W. Go to play Indy." Everybody, their prognostication.
I did.
You did too.
No, I did not. I don't know what you're talking about.
Shut up.
I have faith in.
I
told you Jones was going to be the starter. I told you that. Come on back, folks. Second hour main event coming up next with Bruce Cooper.
You're crazy.
And we're back here, main event edition. Some dirt there right before we came back on.
Bo Coop knows. He's the only guy in the valley who got along with Dirt Cutter.
Yeah, right. On top of that, I just threw out a little ALA reference there, and he gives us some dirt from that side. Some problems down there at ALA Queen Creek, no doubt about that. I heard you were on CW with Dale last Thursday. Somebody messaged me and said you made your appearance known there.
I think they ran our interview.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, okay. Is that what it was? Okay. I just saw a couple of people comment. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, and they said a great job of Dale plugging the show here. That's what they said, right? Oh, so you weren't actually? I just assumed you stopped by. I was like, "What's he doing in Maryville on a Saturday night, Friday night, Thursday night?"
No, Coop ain't coming to Maryville.
So, of course, talking Cardinals here. Wrapping up last week. Before we get into what's coming up here, because I think the Cardinals lost their fan base on Sunday.
Yeah, and look, they're going to Indianapolis, and they're going to play Indianapolis Colts team that is proven to be one of the best stories in the NFL this early season. And then, unfortunately, because of what we saw this past Sunday against the Titans, when the Cardinals return home before their bye, they play the Green Bay Packers, and I'm going to tell you, that crowd now is going to be 85% cheeseheads.
I might be wearing green and gold.
It's going to be 85% cheeseheads.
Just to fit in.
Yeah. The Cardinals gave the fans no reason to hold on to those tickets. They'll now sell them.
I'm not kidding you. Fans left in the middle of the third quarter in disgust, by the way, and the Cardinals had a big lead. They left in disgust after the DeMarco fumble there. And then as the game went on, just more and more. We've never gotten out of the parking lot faster than we did, and that's because people were leaving early in disgust of what they were watching on the field. Even if they would have pulled it out, the fan base turned on this team in this game, even if they would have won.
And look, it's no secret. This state, if you are a winner, they jump on the bandwagon, and you have a rabid following like none other.
But they'll even jump on board if you lose, but you're playing hard.
No, if you lose, they'll sell those tickets. They won't show up.
Yeah, but the last couple of years, Cardinals have lost, but they've been playing hard. They showed some commitment to it.
That's a lot. That's a lot of the loyal fans. I'm talking about these guys on the periphery.
Right.
The middle of the band or the pack fan. And look, last time we saw this, we saw it in 21 with the Suns. We saw it in 23 with the Diamondbacks. They both made their way, one to the NBA Finals, the other to the World Series. So the Cardinals, it's no secret. They've known this since their days at Sun Devil Stadium when they arrived here in 1988. If you win, this state, this crowd here, they will treat you like you're the biggest rock stars ever.
Let me tell you what I'm thinking. So the first 2 years of the Gannon Austin Fort experiment, they played hard. They competed. I think everybody gave them the benefit of the doubt. You didn't have the talent. Mm-hmm. Now you're in year 3. And in the National Football League, year 3, if you show regression, people give up very, very quickly.
People don't want you to go to year 3 anymore. They expect to turn around in year 1 or 2 to get to 3 and have regression.
But to Dale's point, they played hard.
Yeah.
They did. And so you said, okay, I can throw myself behind that.
Yeah.
Because this Phoenix Suns team, and I know I'm switching gears right now because I watched them play the other night, and you can't make anything out of a preseason game.
And 2 starters already hurt.
But they played hard.
Yeah.
And so they'll be given some rope because they're going to play hard and they're going to compete. This, like to Dale's point, it's now you're ready to see some results of standing behind the team.
Yeah.
And when you have a coaching staff who is coaching like they are, I mean, like I said, I still came in here bitter, disappointed, upset, angry.
Yeah.
And that's
2 days later.
that's how I'm starting my week because of what happened on Sunday with those 3 straight run calls.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
My biggest problem with the coaching staff is, what are you doing to change anything? Like UCLA, they literally UCLA
I don't believe that,
fired their coach.
I don't believe that.
And they went, and what did they do? They went and got help for Neuheisel, who's never called the game before, and they went and got Mazzoni, who's coaching at Saguaro here, called him up, offensive consultant, analyst for UCLA now. The Falcons fired their receiver coach, made some changes earlier in the season on top of that stuff. What have they done? There are thousands and thousands of offensive guys that could come in and help out and help them play call and help them call games for 60 minutes that have success at doing it over the years and stuff like that. Have they reached out to anybody? Is anybody coming in to help them out? The answer to that right now is no. And that's what's insulting. And then Jonathan Gannon goes, I have no problem with the offense because he's the only one that doesn't have a problem. Because I guarantee you Monty does. I guarantee you Bidwell does. And I guarantee you what the fan base does. And the quickest way you lose your job as a head coach, you know this, fan base turns on you.
Yeah.
And that fan base has turned on him. I've turned on him. This isn't the coaching staff of the future. Yeah. It's not.
Look, I don't know his coaching staff, but he does. Speaking about Jonathan Gannon. Yeah. So when the opportunity came up for Clayton Adams to become an offensive coordinator in Dallas,
right.
If I know my coaching staff, then I'm going to say, look, I can't lose this guy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is say, hey, Drew, I'm going to elevate you to assistant head coach. Okay? Hey, Clayton, I'm gonna move you up to offensive coordinator. I've kept my staff together, and I've let Petsy know that without telling him directly, I don't really like you as an OC, but I'm giving you a promotion, and so now you're thinking that you have a lot of stuff, but a lot of trust in me. But I'm going with Clayton.
Well,
but he knew that. We don't.
Yeah. But here's the thing. So you bring up a good point. And I hate that we agree on so much stuff. It's getting really annoying, by the way. But here's the thing. You're darned if you do, darned if you don't. Because if he didn't realize how talented Clayton Adams was and how important he was to the offensive line, and that he could go somewhere else and be averaging 40 points a game with a bunch of hurt dudes.
Maybe he didn't see how good he could be.
If you didn't see that, that's an indictment on you too.
It is. That's very true.
You know,
that's very true.
Oh.
Sometimes you just lose good guys, you know. And I mean, as an offensive coordinator, would you rather go coach Dak or would you rather coach Kyler Murray?
Oh, based on how things were going, the trending, you would take Kyler. Because I mean, look.
We don't know the internal workings
that
of the
Dallas
Cardinals
fan
either.
base. I don't agree with him, man. I don't know if a quarterback who gets more hate, more vitriol.
Well,
not only locally in Dallas, but even nationally.
Yeah, it's because he's not good.
I mean, and they always point to his playoff records, and I'm like, okay, so yeah, if I'm Clayton Adams, I would rather have a Kyler Murray than a Dak Prescott, though he's now making Dak Prescott look like he should be in the MVP conversation.
Yes.
Dak Prescott wasn't any good unless he had a running game. They got a remnants of a running game, but what they're calling. But that's the problem going into this Colts game as well. Colts are averaging 32 points a game. If they get anywhere near that, Cardinals are losing because they can't score more than 20.
Well, and let me tell you about the Colts. What's so fascinating about them, again, I always, whether it's a fault of mine or not, I always go back to my experiences. And we sucked in Buffalo when I got there. And all of a sudden, Jim Kelly came. And we got off to a 4-0 start. And all of a sudden, we started believing. I guarantee you that's where Indianapolis is right now. They've been downtrodden for so long. Now all of a sudden, they've got 4 wins, and Danny Dimes is like a quarterback?
Only game they lost was the game where the kid fumbled it into the end zone and out the back.
Yeah.
And they would have won it with that
And
play.
I guarantee you they're going to come in with their chest stuck out. And I would not be surprised to see them score 35 points and beat Cardinals by 14 points.
I wouldn't surprised to see the score 31-0 Colts at halftime.
Well, that's the problem. That's my big question for you, Bruce, is I think, me personally, with the schedule they have coming up, at Colts, Packers at home, bye week, at Cowboys, I think we could see a snowball of this team to where they don't show up, they don't play right, they're off every game, and it's a combination of what's happened in the last several weeks, the way they've lost, and then that Titans comeback win on top of it. I think this team is in real danger, and this coaching staff doesn't tell us they'll be able to snap them out of it. I'm really worried that this team could go to the point where it's unwatchable football for the next couple of weeks.
Steve, I think the first half against the Colts is a defining moment or time in the Cardinals season, because the way I feel right now, and I would imagine it's the way a lot of Cardinal fans think as well or feel as well. I'm feeling like the avalanche is now starting.
Yep.
Because psychologically, how do you recover from that? I mean, I'm viewing it honestly as the worst loss in Arizona Cardinals history.
And remember, that's the 3rd in a row on the last play of the game.
Sure.
And then you go back. Carolina almost beat them.
Yeah, sure.
They knocked the ball out.
Saints had a chance.
Yeah, in the game. It's just banging on you. I don't think it's. I'll just say this. I mean, Dale talks. I ask Dale about the locker room all the time. You just can't tell me that locker room's happy about what's happening right now. And the players can blame other players, but I have a feeling the players are kind of looking at the coaching staff and going, "You got to let us play.
Yeah,
you're handcuffing us right now.
Right.
You got to let us play." And that's not a good thing to have in there going into practice this week and stuff to that effect.
Yeah.
And things there. And it's just this. I said it after the game on Sunday. I put it on Twitter, and I said, "This is the turning point." Jonathan Gannon, if he's going to be successful as a head coach, they figure out a way to open up this offense, have success this week. Otherwise, your next ex-coach is going to be Jonathan Gannon, and it's going to happen quickly.
Let me ask you this question: Who is the vocal leader of this team? Are you going to tell me it's Budda Baker? I haven't heard much from him this year. Is it Kyler Murray? Is it the left tackle?
Paris?
Yeah. Who is it?
I think the first time we see a Paris be kind of that vocal leader was Sunday with Dean McCarter's situation.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, whoever it is better show up this week and better show up loud and clear. This team is in dire straits as far as I see it.
Yeah.
And so if the Cardinals are close or have a lead at halftime, then I think psychologically they'd be okay. But this is what really bothers me the most. My last text to Larry Fitzgerald Jr. on Sunday was, clearly, this Cardinals team doesn't know how to close games or make game-winning plays.
Yes.
And so if that takes you to the second half, even if the Cardinals show up in Indy in the first half, in the back of my mind, I'm still worried. Because anytime it's going to get late and it's close, there's something that's amiss. Something's not right with this team. Because you guys just talked about it. Even in their 2 wins against the Saints and the Panthers,
terrible teams.
Each one of those teams still came down with a chance to win because the Cardinals don't know how to close games. They're not making game-winning plays.
Do you blame the defense? I give the defense a pass because they're on the field so much.
Well, here's the deal. In each game, the Cardinals offensively have a chance to put the game away.
Yes.
And they
don't. They kick it back, and now they say, okay, let your defense do it. I don't know if Petzing is saying, oh, let's just run the ball 3 straight times because, hey, look, our oldest player, 39-year-old Calais Campbell, he'll make a game-saving plays. He's done so already. Come on, man, stop it.
Now, one other thing I want you to keep an eye on,
Bruce so mad.
Because I brought this up yesterday. I want you to keep an eye on this. The 18-year veteran, Calais Campbell got off to an unbelievable start to this season. Sunday he had 1 assist or 1 tackle. He wasn't around the quarterback. He's going to be worn down, and his effectiveness is going to be less and less and less the more he has to play. And those 2 first-round draft picks, who we haven't heard anything from.
Oh, they both were out on Sunday.
We haven't heard anything from. Those are indictments against Austin Ford, who coming into the season, I was an Austin Ford fan. I love the way they were building this program. I thought it was toughness, guys who love to play football, all those things. And yet now, 2 first-round draft picks in a row, and they're both calf injuries.
Darius Robinson and Walter Nolan III.
And you haven't heard their names.
No.
Other than inactive or playing in inactive.
Yeah, and you know what, Dale? That's a really great point, because even their other first-round pick, the 4th overall, has had some major production issues.
Yes.
Granted, he picked up in the first half where he left off in the second half against Seattle. But, hey, how many games are we in now for him in his career? 17 plus 4. 21 games into his career. 22 games into his career. Come on, man. No.
Well, Coop went to Westwood, so he's better at math than Dobson and Saguaro.
The other thing I noticed is, let's wrap up the Cardinals because it's kind of depressing talking about it. Let's move on to something better. But the thing that shocked me was when the Titans kicked the field goal to do it. I watched 8 Cardinals play, and I couldn't see the number. Those black jerseys were hard to see numbers on the other end of the field. The ref even struggled with it at the beginning of the game. I saw a player take his helmet off and throw it down on the ground and watched it bounce across the field. You don't see NFL players react that way in losses very often. They might slam their helmet down, but they still have it. He just flat out threw it in disgust. And then I watched Calais Campbell just slowly walk off that field, after that game happened. That tells me there's an emotion here with this team of just disgust, and it's going to turn on this coaching staff. Players can only do so much. It's going to turn on the coaching staff.
But Steve,
quickly.
If you lose 3 consecutive weeks the same way, I mean, there's got to be there's a boiling point.
Yeah.
There's and they're reaching it. They've reached it.
And that's the danger going into this week. Overall NFL conversation here really quick. No undefeated teams, first time since long time since that's ever happened. Earliest 5th week, no undefeated teams. And then only one winless team out there, the New York Jets. Parodies in football. You're seeing all these teams come back late into games. We had that stat earlier from Adam Schefter. I don't have it up now as well. But, most comeback wins in the last minute or last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. 17, I think, in the first 5 weeks, most since 1970. What's happening in the NFL with this parody that's coming?
I don't know. We talked about the Colts being one of the surprise team from a positive standpoint. But I tell you what's even more surprising to me is I look and see the Chiefs are 2-3 and the Ravens are 1-4.
Yes.
I mean, these are the 2 teams that I had in the AFC title game. And if you want to take it another step further, the Buffalo Bills are 2-3. Yeah. They're a team that I said, hey. They could easily the Buffaloes. They're 3-2.
No, they're 3-2.
Yeah.
They lost the other night.
Yeah. And so
but even then, nobody had Buffalo at 3-2 to start the season.
No, and so those are huge surprises to me. And watching the Ravens,
the Bills are 4-1. They lost the other night. They're 4-1.
The Bills are 4-1. Yeah. I thought they were 3-2.
No, they won that. They came back against the Ravens to win that one.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, okay. Scratch that.
Yeah, Buffalo's 4-1. But let me tell you what I've said, Bruce.
They should have lost a couple.
Again, from personal experience, you don't know when you're at the top of the hill for an extended length of time, whether that's 3, 4, 5, if you're the Chiefs, 8 years. You don't know when that drop's going to come. And it's not gradual. It's not. I went through it. In Dallas, we thought we were still viable playoff team in 96 and 97, and 97 comes, and it wasn't, you're, whatever, we're playing 16 games, you're 10-6, you win one play. It's, you fall off the cliff. And the big thing about the Chiefs is last year, I think they won 10 one-score games.
Yes. Something like that,
Not only one-score games, but late one-score games.
And this year, they're 0 in the one-score games.
Yeah.
but it just happens like that. If you look at Kansas City and you look at Baltimore, those were like the safest picks in the AFC.
But that was the Cardinals last year. You know, they won a lot of those last second games last year, and this year they're losing them.
And
So it turns quickly.
Yeah, and back to the Ravens. It is so crystal clear that what Lamar Jackson means to that team.
And that's
My
what
gosh, they weren't even the
surprised me the
same.
most on
They weren't
Sunday.
even the same team.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they weren't even noticeable or recognizable.
yeah,
I'm like, are you kidding me?
On Sunday, that's what hit me the most about the second quarter of that game. I went, this Ravens team is god awful without Lamar Jackson.
Oh.
That's how important he is.
Yeah.
That's how good he is. That's how important he is. He's MVP of the league every year because the Ravens are nothing without him. Forget about how bad their defense is.
Yeah.
That offense was
Well,
straight up
that's the
garbage.
thing about Baltimore.
Derrick
though. It's
Henry couldn't get any running going without Lamar Jackson. out there.
What you think of Baltimore and you think about a tough, hard-nosed, physical defense, and they're not that anymore. And then if your quarterback's out, it's going to be. Can you imagine like Indianapolis and Denver in the AFC Championship?
Well, interesting enough, Ravens, as of Monday, I haven't looked recently, Ravens were still favored to win that division.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
On the betting lines. I don't know if it's changed, but they were still the favorites to come back. They'll get healthy. I think nobody else in that division, I guess the Steelers are the next best team in that division, right? And it's just how will Aaron Rodgers be able to make it through the season and win some games? But that's an amazing stat there but they're not going anywhere in the playoffs, right?
Talk about coaching. How does San Francisco win last week?
Oh my goodness!
How does San Francisco win last week?
Dude, you know what? Look, I mortgaged everything on that game.
Yeah.
No, I didn't mortgage everything, but I put a sizable
borrow
wager.
some money there first?
I put a sizable weight because you know what? Because not only was Brock Purdy not playing,
Right.
but Ricky Pearsall and Juwan Jennings and Kerry Kittles.
Yeah.
Not Kerry Kittles.
Yeah.
The tight end.
Yeah, but they had
George Kittle.
George
But
Kittles.
they had
George Kittles.
they had to play Scantling. So I mean that's
But then Kendrick Bourne and Mac Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, are you kidding me?
I thought Bourne was in a movie or something.
I mean, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And so, look, hats off to Kyle Shanahan.
Yep.
And he's doing just an amazing job. And I'm surprised at what the Denver Broncos are doing. I mean, hats off to the coaching staff there.
Yeah, their comeback win was impressive. Yeah. Interesting enough, Colts. Just so everybody knows, they have the points for the season, 163 for the season.
Wow.
You want to contrast to your Arizona Cardinals?
Oh, geez. Do we have to?
103. Yeah, this is a potential to be a giant blowout this weekend in Indianapolis, especially with the losses coming up.
Yeah, if Indianapolis jumps on them early, I mean, if Indiana Jones drives them down.
Yeah, look, Jonathan Taylor, he didn't even have a monster rushing game, but he scored 3 touchdowns.
Right.
And then we a lot of this conversation relates to Indianapolis is centered around Daniel Jones or Danny Dimes. Look, I thought they were making a huge mistake because Anthony Richardson, you talk about a high draft choice at quarterback. And so I felt that, okay, you only signed Dimes to a 1-year contract. And the impression was that, or the thought being was that he would be the backup, the veteran backup.
I said it early. Early right here. Danny Dimes is going to be a starter when the season starts.
Yeah, but
they signed him.
Is this not a spitting image of last year with Minnesota? And Sam Darnold signed a 1-year contract.
Yeah.
Comes in, and you get with the new coaching staff. And Sean Steichen, I don't know him from a hole in the wall.
He was going to get fired this year.
But he was on some kind of a hot seat.
Yes.
And now you come out and you assign this guy who's struggled mightily in New York, and now he's leading you to wins and 160 points in 5 games.
Yeah, and it's not like he didn't have a running back in New York by the name of Saquon Barkley. So you can't say is that he comes in and he has
but one of those years, Saquon went out with that knee injury, so he missed most of the season. And then, of course, last year they got rid of Saquon, and when he was in there, when Saquon was in there, he played decent. They had no receivers though either. Indianapolis Colts had some young receivers, which is the other problem with the Cardinals. I mean, it might be too early still, but I think we're going to have a discussion on Monty's draft picking prowess after this.
Yeah. You have to.
Because Marvin Harrison Jr. is not performing. His first 2 draft picks these last couple years can't find the field, and when they do, they're not existent out there.
Yeah. And what's bothering me is the lack of development for the players they are drafting.
Yes.
I see something in Michael Wilson, their receiver.
He's not getting open though, and I don't know, but a lot of that to me is the route running capability. He's always curling underneath Marvin Harrison Jr. Or somebody's curling up underneath him, and the Kyler's hitting them. It's the route running that's not letting these receivers.
That could be that. That could be true. I'm not sure, but what bothers me is that the targets. If you're going to develop someone, they have to at least get targets.
Right.
And so most of the targets are going, and justifiably so. But at some point, even in those games, especially when teams say, "Hey, I'm not going to let McBride beat us. We're taking him out. Hey, we're going to bracket Harrison." You have to show some type of confidence to throw these guys the ball to get them going. I just don't see any of that.
Marvin Harrison Jr. had 5 targets on Sunday.
And what was that stat that you pulled out? Like on 38 plays, he was not the number one.
Well, no, it was they didn't target him for 24 straight plays. I think Gambador said it yesterday when he had Gannon on, and it's 24 straight plays over the second half. I don't remember the time frame. 24 straight plays. They didn't target Marvin Harrison Jr. once. 24 straight plays.
In this crazy,
ridiculous.
We went from Marvin Harrison, what's wrong with you, to, hey, we're not targeting Marvin Harrison.
Well, well, let's be honest about it. They targeted him a lot last several games. They dropped a lot of balls.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's be fair about that. Let's be fair about that. But Michael Carter had 5 targets as well. But it was for 22 yards.
See, that's a running back.
I'm sorry, not Michael Carter. Wilson. 4 targets, 2 of 16 off of 4 targets on that.
Yeah, see, 16 yards, and that's my problem. I mean, dude, I need to get these guys downfield. I need them to stretch the field because, again, Christian Kirk, who hails from Dale's Swirl Sabercat High School.
Go back and watch Christian Kirk play for the Cardinals with another regime here.
Yeah, dude, they're throwing bombs to the dude.
Right.
Dude, he's 20, 30 yards down the field, and Kyler Murray and him are hooking up.
Yeah.
On the field, and we can't run the same thing here.
Dude.
I know. I've been seeing that a lot lately. People have been posting Cliff Kingsbury's offense and Kyler Murray, and he throws the ball 30 yards in the air to an open receiver.
There's a game at Tampa. I still remember it. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Christian Kirk caught 2 60-plus yard touchdown bombs from Kyler Murray in that game.
Okay.
I mean, I don't even – the only bomb – and so when Kyler had that 7-0, 10-2 start, I mean, he's throwing bombs to DeAndre Hopkins and people. I mean, they're stretching the dang field.
Yeah,
it's not like Christian Kirk runs a 4.140.
Exactly.
Here's the longest from Sunday. Marvin Harrison, 43. That was on the first drive that he caught it, right? McBride, 12. Carter, 9. Wilson, 10. Bam Knight, 13. Dortch, 8. Higgins, 7. Zay Jones, 4.
See, that's the problem. And so if I have an OC who doesn't even put the fear of throwing the ball over the top on the defense, then everyone can cheat up in the box.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
what does that do to your run game? See, I'm telling you, Drew's got to go. I'm calling it right now. Drew's got to go.
All right.
I haven't pulled the trigger. He needs to be fired. I do think he needs to be fired, but I've said you've got to get him some help. He needs an experienced person to help him out, help him game plan, and in those situations. He's young. He doesn't know what he doesn't know, and he doesn't know how to call a game when they get a 21-3 lead. And he goes conservative, and then he doesn't know how to fix it when things start to go sideways. And I don't know how you learn that other than experience.
Drew Petzing, I'm going to help you. Listen to me. Trust me. I'm not an OC, never have been one, but I've watched a lot of football in my day. You have a very athletic, very mobile quarterback.
Yes.
Hey, man, how about some misdirection waggles that give him the option to run and pass? Not only in critical third down situations, but even down at the goal line. I mean, Drew, dude, you have to be more creative. You have to trust your players more, stretch the field, be willing to accept turnovers.
Yeah.
Don't play scared.
A 40-yard bomb
don't coach
doesn't
scared.
hurt you.
Yeah.
It's like a punt, right?
Hey,
I'm with you, Bruce. Let's go. Drew Penzing.
So
man
real
called
quick, just to make you guys feel better, I know we're going to move on here real quick.
Yep. Wrap up
I
football.
just pulled up Danny Dimes' stats this year. He's completing 71% of his passes.
Wow.
I've watched 3 of the Colts games.
He's averaging
been impressive.
almost 9 yards per attempt.
Yeah.
And their leading receivers,
Yeah.
tight end Tyler Warren.
I would say, if you are not a football fan,
Penn
tell
State.
me you recognize any of these names right here.
Pittman has the second most, or has so right now Tyler Ward 23 catches, Pittman 26, and then everybody's all pro. Josh Downs is their next leading receiver, and he has 20 catches. For
Three
100
with 20 or more.
Yeah. And again, I don't know who drafted Josh Downs on their fantasy team, but he wasn't a first-round pick, I don't think.
He was.
Yeah, and we can't do it with the number 4 pick in the draft, Wilson, Zay Jones, a veteran that's performed everywhere else he's played, Trey McBride, Higgins. We can't do it with any of those guys, but the Colts are doing it with that, folks.
Ooh.
Come on back. Let's talk about it. We'll do a little Mercury talk here. ASU. We'll get your thoughts on ASU Utah this weekend, Bruce, as well. And
you see U of A thump.
I say Dale
that
Spenning.
vaunted Oklahoma State.
If they didn't beat him, they were going to be. I mean, Brennan would be on the hot seat today.
Dale's counting his money on this bet right now.
I'm
He's
getting
spending
hungry
it.
for steak 44.
Come on back, folks. The main event with Bruce Cooper. And we're back here with Bruce Cooper. I don't know why I'm
Coop
yelling.
on Twitter?
Yeah, that's what I just asked.
Well, it's called X now, so yeah.
Yeah, I can send it
You
to
are?
you.
Coop?
I am.
You are?
I'll
Are
send
you on
it to you then. I'll
Instagram,
tag
Coop?
you on it.
No.
I was just playing him the Cam Scatterby with the Saints defense, talking about him there over the weekend, and just the toughness. I just lament that it started with the Suns the last couple of years, then it's gone to the Diamondbacks, and now it's gone to the Cardinals. Just toughness isn't there overall with these teams, and we haven't had that here before. You could always say our teams were tough. They played hard. And it's not like that anymore. We've gone to retirement home status here in the Valley in terms of our sports team.
Yeah, but I think that's going to return to the Suns. I know that Ishbia made a point of it, but let me tell you something I was very impressed with. See, I watched Dylan Brooks when he was at Oregon, and he's coming to the NBA, and he's just taking on that bad boy persona.
Yep.
And so he's one of those guys that gets under your skin.
Yep.
And he loves it. That's the thing. It's not a fake bad boy.
Yeah. And so I've never really had any big-time interviews or conversations with Dylan Brooks, but I watched the media. They put up a lot of the different interviews they did on Media Day.
Yeah.
And I was really captivated by what Dylan Brooks was saying. Dude, I mean, all of a sudden, I'm a Dylan Brooks fan because, he explained who he is.
Yeah.
He described his nature. I mean, this dude studies film, so he knows how to get under the skin of the opposition.
Yeah, he knows what they don't like on the court, so he'll do it to them.
It's a craft to him. And so then I was watching the Suns preseason game against the Lakers, not because I'm going to see if they're going to win, but this is preseason, and Dylan Brooks, guess what? He's diving on the floor in preseason games. Dude, he's bringing that mentality to this locker room, and he's not a quiet guy. He will chirp and get in even his teammates' faces. The Suns desperately need this guy.
And that Devin Booker was talking smack again finally. That's gone away the last couple of years. And Devin Booker was talking, especially toward Ayton.
Yeah.
with the Lakers.
You know.
But I was like, where's that? You could hear him audibly say things on the court to the Lakers that he hasn't done in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So he's got that mojo back.
Right. And you know what? And I really truly believe this because, I've even played with some players that have that really dominant personality. And so you defer to them. Mm-hmm. You can't even express your own talents because you're deferring. I think that is a great deal of what happened with the Phoenix Suns with Kevin Durant. People, even Devin Booker wasn't able to express the way freely the way he's had in the past because people defer to Kevin Durant. If and so you can't say or play the way you want to with the same freedom. I saw this Suns team in the preseason game. I saw a lot of expression of freedom in their play. And so I'm really excited by what Dylan Brooks has brought and what the subtraction of Kevin Durant means overall. So I'm expecting the Suns to I know Vegas has them at 31 on the over-under, 30 and a half on the over-under. I'm taking the over.
I took the over, but that's just because I think they get to 35
I took the
or
over
36.
last year, too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think a lot of people did because of the big three.
Yeah.
But that big three ain't there anymore, and I think there'll be a better team as a result.
I think they're going to surprise some of the teams out there, and I think some of the good teams aren't going to want to play them, especially early in the season, their starters, because of some of that physicality. And that the only thing that drives me nuts about NBA preseason, the last thing I want to say on this is, man, first game and two of the starters are out because they're injured.
It's not about the wins or losses.
It's not about.
It really is not. It really isn't.
How could you be injured? You just started camp. How are you injured?
Well,
you've been doing shoot around.
Well, they need. Look, LeBron's on the other side of 40. He needs his rest.
Speaking of which, didn't he do his big announcement this morning at 9:00? Everybody's like, he's retiring. He's announcing his retirement.
He sent a cryptic tweet, is what I saw.
I don't
know what that means.
I thought it was 9 a.m. today was when he was supposed to. Let's see here. I'm going to follow this up really quick here. Oh, yeah, it turned out to be an ad campaign is what it was. So it's just, I hate to be this guy, but LeBron James just needs to go
Come
away.
on, Coop.
But that's the headline there. So that happened at 9:00.
No, but I'm hoping you're right, Coop, because the one thing that all three now professional teams locally have in common is a lack of toughness.
Yeah.
You got a Diamondback team
that's going to change with the
that
Suns. I agree with you.
is soft as taffy. The Suns team last year was garbage.
Oh, it got hit in the mouth and they just wilted.
And now this Cardinal team right now is unlike the Cardinal teams of the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can recapture that this far into the season. So I hope you're right on the Suns because that's enjoyable to watch. Even if you only win 35 games, if you're playing hard every night, that's fun to watch.
I think the Suns you'll get your love for the Suns back this year. I agree with Coop on that. They've got a young mix of kids. It's going to be frustrating at times and things like that. But I think, Dale, you will get your love back for them.
Okay.
Really quick, Mercury down to 0-2 to the Aces. Aces are a really good team out there. Struggled at the beginning of the season, but best player in women's basketball there with Asia. And some of those players, the length of the Aces have struggled with the Mercury so far. Coming back home, did the Mercury get back into it? That game one, they should have won that.
Should they? Yeah.
And they faltered in game two. Hopefully it wasn't a hangover, but can they do better in the home for Wednesday night?
You're absolutely right. They should have won game one because Asia Wilson and Young, they absolutely, the Mercury did, they held them in check. Mm-hmm. But they allowed like 48 bench points.
Yeah.
You can't allow 48 bench points when you're only scoring 9 in that same game and not have it be a factor. So they lost game one, a very close game, a 3-point loss, and we were talking about Thomas missing those 2 key free throws.
That did them in, unfortunately.
And down the stretch. But they're down 0-2 coming home, and one of the best things about this situation for Mercury fans is that for the first time in WNBA history, the finals are a 7-game series. So, the Mercury have a chance to climb back in this at home in front of their crowd. And so tomorrow night's game 3 is huge. It's a must-win game.
Yeah, only thing that's happened is the Aces have done what they're supposed to do,
Yeah.
win at home 2 games. So Mercury come back and win it too. We got a series again, and that's the key coming up here. Those bigs are worrisome. I think the Mercury, their chance to win on this is to be physical. In game 2, they were not physical, kind of like they were with the Lynx. The Lynx had no more talent on that team. The Lynx should have won that series on paper, but they out-physicaled them, and basically the Lynx cowered as that physicality came. You got to kind of do the same thing with the Aces. I don't know if the Aces will bite.
Well,
that physicality.
we need DeWanna Bonner and look, Kalia Copper shooting the ball well, and I think Sammy Whitcomb needs to play more. I mean, if they're knocking if they're knocking down there, I think she's the best 3-point shooter on the team. If you can really bury the Aces with your perimeter, with those 3-point shots, those perimeter shots. And in game 1, Alyssa Thomas, she would put the ball on the floor. Asia would try and drop with her, and they would also try to collapse with help. She'd kick out to the corner, and I don't care if it was Bonner, Copper, Whitcomb, even Makoa Kani. They were knocking down those perimeter shots, and so all of a sudden the Aces had to go in at halftime and try and redesign. They said, okay, we're not going to double Alyssa. We're going to play her straight up, and we're going to have to really stay at home on those shooters, and that's what allowed Vegas to get back in the game. But DeWanna Bonner, she's got some height. She can shoot the ball. She needs to be able to not only just live from the outside, she needs to be a presence inside as well.
Are the Mercury going to come back in this? Make it a series?
I'd like to say yeah. But
I think
I mean, Asia Wilson, for some reason, we talked about the Cardinals' inability to close. What the Aces have shown me the last few years, they know how to close games.
Yeah.
And so
Coop just named more
Dale's off who?
basketball players for the WNBA than I've heard named in probably 2 years.
Yeah.
Nice job, Coop.
Well, again, if you win, they draw you in when they win.
Here's good news for some bad news for Dale. Last night on Jimmy Kimmel Live, I think it was. It might have been the other one of those Jimmy shows. Yeah, the Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon. Taylor Swift said no formal offer was made for the Super Bowl halftime show this year. To her? To her. Yeah. So she said no formal offer was made.
Who is it? Punch Daddy?
Bad Bunny.
Oh, Bad Bunny.
By the way, people, for those of you that say the NFL going non-American for the halftime show, newsflash for you: Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
Yeah,
folks.
and
so
look,
stop saying that.
Look, I'll be honest. I never really heard.
Oh, whatever. You rock out to Bad Bunny on your way home.
I had never heard of Bad Bunny before this announcement, but here's what I do know. There are a lot of people and a lot of young people who flock to him. So
he's not for you and me. Bruce.
So they know. I always defer to our young people. Yeah. They know, and so whether it was Justin Bieber back in the day, whether it was Taylor Swift nowadays, even Beyonce. I mean, the people know, and so I always defer. I have no problem with Bad Bunny being selected as the halftime entertainment because that's what the people are saying. His concerts are sold out. I read this stuff. I'm like, no.
Well, Coop, here's the thing. You have the choice to get up and go get your halftime snacks and all that if you don't like it. And what we have to remember, you and me more than Steve, because we're 20 years older than Steve, all these ice uniforms and all the alternate uniforms and colors, they're not for us. You and I ain't going out and buy, ASU's got a new jersey out. You and I ain't going to get the new Fankel jersey, and we're not going to get the Buffalo Bills ice jerseys that we saw. It's for the younger people. So I agree with you in that.
I felt the same way when Bruce Springsteen. I was at that Cardinal Super Bowl where Bruce Springsteen played. I could care less. Rolling Stone, I could care less. There's very few halftimes where I'm like, ooh, can't wait to see that. So to me, it doesn't matter who they pick. It's stupid.
Yeah, I saw a little spoof, a little satire with Bad Bunny on SNL.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty funny.
He did the Spanish thing. And he goes, you have what? He goes, you have 4 months to learn Spanish. To know what I'm saying?
I thought that was really cute. I like that.
He plays
Stay
around
up
with
that
it.
late for Saturday Night
I know.
Live?
I saw it
Oh,
on
I saw
X.
it,
I saw it on
yeah.
X. But yeah, but I am staying up late. But heck, trust me, I'm watching either college football recaps or a late game.
He's probably watching that late Hawaii game
Yeah,
and trying to
I
figure
am.
out what's
I
going on
am.
there, right? So, really quick, ASU Utah this weekend. I'm worried about ASU matching Utah's physicality up there in Utah. The weather, they got snow on them mountains right now. I saw a picture of
really?
that
It's a night
yesterday,
game, too.
and it's at 7:30 p.m. Night game. So the weather's going to be cold, and I know laugh all you want, Utah fans, but the weather's going to be cold compared to what we're used to as Arizonans here. And they're right at the base of the
What are the
mountains.
temps calling for?
I don't. They'll look that
I'm
up there.
looking that up right now.
But while he's doing that, ASU can win this game. There's no doubt they can be in this game. I'm not sold on Utah's offense like I was early in the season. And this isn't good right here. We got an oof.
Well, you got 50% chance of rain, snow
Oh, no.
on Friday.
Okay.
60% chance on
Saturday. Oh my goodness.
Lows in the mid-40s.
You almost wish for snow instead of rain if you're Arizona State, right? Because snow is a different wet than rain is. But yeah, Eccles Stadium is right at the base of the mountains there, and that's how I saw it. I saw a picture of downtown with just snow on top of the
Jeez.
mountains.
Ah.
So I mean that worries me as well. The physicality worries me. ASU can go up there and win this game. It's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a close game at the end. Can they do it? Bruce?
Well, here's the deal. When Utah got the transfer of Devin Dampier from New Mexico
And his
to the-
offensive coordinator. They came as a
Okay.
pair.
All right. I was concerned because Utah, they had a great run with their quarterback with the long hair. I'm losing his name.
Dr. Rising.
Yeah.
He was there for 9 years.
Dr. Rising.
He was tremendous when he was healthy.
Right.
I mean, they were
Yes.
tough to beat.
Yes.
I mean, I still remember that Rose Bowl game against Ohio State. I mean, he's just tremendous.
It seems like
And-
every time ASU plays Utah, though, they come out beat up.
Yeah, that's true too because they're a physical team.
Yeah.
And so I didn't when Utah last year, Utah didn't really have the quarterback play, and so they weren't the Utahs that we're used to seeing.
They played right. They played Dr. Rising in that game last year, and it was clear he could not
no,
move.
he's still banged up. He's still hurt. He's trying to do what he can. But at any rate, you now give them a mobile quarterback in Dampier who can run and pass ball. I get really nervous because they got off to a great start. Now, Texas Tech, they sandpapered that behind there. They really did.
Yeah.
And so I that gave me a little hope. And I said, okay, well, we have a bye before we play them so we can rest up. And then I learned that Utah has a bye,
Yes,
too.
they had a
and
bye
now I'm
also.
learning about the weather. All of a sudden, man, I'm not feeling too good about
All of
this.
a sudden, that steak dinner's look good to me.
I saw that picture yesterday of the snow on the mountains, and I went, uh-oh, we didn't factor that into this October, whatever it is, 10th matchup this weekend, October 11th matchup, 7:15 p.m. kickoff.
Yeah,
on top of it,
yeah,
right? So-
And they're
a little worried then.
they're looking for a little payback too. And plus,
Yeah.
ASU's every conference game they go into, they got that bullseye on their back because they're defending Big 12 champs.
To me,
so.
they got to come out and play well from the start. None of these, the slow starts is going to burn them, and they're going to get blown out at some point.
Yeah, but here's what gives me a little confidence about ASU. Sam Levitt is starting to play like he did a year ago. And so I also saw that Jalen Moss, the transfer receiver from
He's gonna be
Fresno
back?
State, he's going to be back and healthy.
Alfred's questionable going into it. He might not play again, and they need him in the secondary.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, Wilson has done an okay job for me, And so based on that, it's one of those deals where I'm putting trust in Sam Levitt. I'm putting trust in Sam Levitt to be that guy to lead ASU to a win. And so that gives me confidence, though I have some trepidation because of the weather and the fact that they have a mobile quarterback that I think that can be a difference maker.
I don't care what you say. Going into cold weather like that, higher altitude like that, 7:15 p.m., you got to sit around all day and wait. Yeah. Maybe Utah, because they got BYU next, and that's a
really?
big rivalry.
I don't think they'll
between
look
those
ahead,
guys.
though.
Maybe we get lucky and they look ahead. That's all I'm going to say, Bruce. Maybe we get lucky.
I wish
BYU's got Arizona this weekend.
Yeah,
down there in Tucson.
well, here's the deal. Dale's bragging and boasting about that steak dinner. Well, he doesn't know that BYU is going to sandpaper the Wildcats.
Sandpaper.
I agree with you on that. BYU's got that true freshman quarterback that's playing pretty well this year.
Bear, I'll just say his first name.
Yeah, good luck with the last name. I'll leave that to you. I'm leaving that to you. I mean, he wasn't even expected to play, obviously.
No. Well,
sprung into duty and all that.
Yeah, because Retzlaff had some social issues. Yeah.
He's dominating over there at Tulane right now. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we got to look ahead here. But, I mean, the thing that's going to be interesting because Arizona was not in the Iowa State League in terms of physicality, size, speed. They're the next step down. I think Arizona is. BYU, I don't know. Arizona has a chance to stay in that game if their offense performs like it has. I do think BYU ultimately wins it, but Arizona might stay in this game unless BYU's speed and physicality just takes them out, which I don't necessarily see happening. I don't see BYU as a big physical team this year.
Well, here's the deal. While I do respect Noah Fahita and his ability to hit his receivers and move the ball down the field, Arizona is not going to be defensively able to match up with BYU.
Yeah, the physicality.
They're just not. Yeah, they're just not.
Yeah.
I mean, BYU is going to obliterate their defense.
Sandpaper, obliterate.
Yeah.
It's a fact, Dale. I gotta call it like it is.
I love it.
It'll be interesting too, because I mean, we talk about look ahead games. Not that Arizona State should look ahead against Utah, but the best of the best is coming into town next week. 1 p.m. kickoff in Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Not that you're going to look ahead, but it's
that's a gauntlet of a schedule. I mean, at Utah, home to Texas Tech. Then I think they have Houston and Iowa State.
Iowa State. Yeah. At Iowa State. So they're going to drop one of these games. The question is which one. At least one. The question is which one. I thought going into the season, ASU was going to lose 2 or 3 games this year. And
you didn't think Mississippi State would be one of them?
Well, actually, I did. I had
did
them
you
down
really?
There. Yeah. I thought that was going to be a big questionable one there. Actually, I thought they'd beat Utah. I think they're going to go up there and beat Utah this weekend. I just worry about the physicality side of it.
You hear that,
Dale?
Dale?
I do think they lose to Texas Tech.
Have you seen
They beat Houston.
Have you seen Steve's picks?
At Iowa State worries the crap out of me, too. I think Iowa State might be the other one. And then after that, they're easy. Yeah, West Virginia.
Look, Iowa State doesn't worry me near as much because
but just being there?
They got 2 of their great players, receivers, in Higgins and Noel, now playing for the Houston Texans.
Yes.
And so
I
don't think they're as
Iowa,
explosive.
End of October, weather.
Yeah, you think the weather.
Yeah.
So Coop, we're coming to the end of the show. So you're saying Arizona loses, big.
Correct.
Big. ASU wins.
Because of Sam Levitt. He'll make the plays at the end.
And the Cardinals?
Colts,
brother. It's
what's another word for sandpaper?
They'll for the Cardinals, they gotta hope they're 3-4 going into their bye week that they can beat Green Bay in a home road game,
right?
Because they're not beating the Colts anymore.
They're not beating the Colts, all right.
I don't know how you think they can beat the Packers if you still don't think they can beat the Colts, but. On that stuff, Robert says, with Indiana Jones is doing in Indy, don't you fire Dable for being inept? You should fire Dable anyway because he's a terrible head coach. Jackson Dart is going to save his job, though, which disgusts me. I think maybe it might happen. Major League Baseball, Yankees on the verge today. The Yankees season over against the Blue Jays today. They're down 2-0.
Well, I picked the Brewers and the Yankees to play in the postseason. So I just based on that, and I don't like being wrong.
I'm saying the World
Series.
Yeah.
I'm in the World Series.
You got the Yankees? Wait, who?
I had the Brewers and the Yankees in the World Series.
Yeah, well, Yankees aren't coming back. From the Blue Jays.
So based on that, I got to say the Yankees will serve.
It's Yankees are in so much trouble because not just their pitching, but their hitting has gone quiet as well.
Dude.
Dodgers are going to beat the Phillies again. Phillies are trash in the playoffs. They spent all that money and they're trash in the playoffs. It's amazing.
But the Brewers will put the Dodgers away.
Yeah.
You think they're that good?
You love the Brewers bullpen.
That's the thing.
Well, you love the Brewers coach, right?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely, I do. I'm not gonna deny that.
I always think about this. Craig Counsell left the Brewers because he's like, "Oh, you're not going to put money into this team, then I'm going to leave." So he goes to the Cubs. Now he's going to lose to the team that he said wasn't going to put money into it. Cracks me up a little bit. But speaking of the Brewers bullpen, after the starter last night gave up 3 runs in 1 2/3 innings, 6 relievers went in last night and 7 in a third shutout innings
Wow.
with 10 strikeouts.
Is that
Only
right?
1 hit allowed from the Brewers bullpen.
Is
So
that
even when
right?
their starter
Wow.
falters, their bullpen's going to come in and dominate you from that side. Then the other side, Philadelphia, their big 5, Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, JT Realmuto, and Castellanos. They're all making $92 million, Bruce. And they've gone 6 for 35, 13 strikeouts in 2 games in this series
Against the Dodgers.
against the Dodgers. Phillies, wow. How would you like to be the Phillies owner with that side there? So, all right, so you say Yankees survive today.
I do.
Keep it alive. All
I
right.
do.
All right. With that, 2A football, 3A football rankings come out from AIA today at noon.
Yeah.
You get nervous there, Dale?
Well, I got a call from one of the SCA coaches talking about what best way to attack a offensive line blocking scheme. That's the first time I've heard from anybody over there. So I think it must be getting serious.
Yeah,
this
now
year.
they're I wouldn't be shocked if Phoenix Christians ranked number 1 going into
And this
ranking here.
and this is the time
That's
of
what they
year
play right
now that those transfers,
Yeah.
all transfers are eligible. That I
Well,
like to
that's why-
see which teams are truly those teams that are going to.
That's why
rise to the top.
4A and 6A doesn't come out till next week. The first official AIA ranking is until next week. From that side and that perspective.
Yeah,
There-
because I did a couple games last week, and first of all, it's that first game when all the transfers were eligible. How do they come together as a team? How does the team react to guys who've been starting for 4 or 5 games and now they're on the bench? And it's interesting. Watch a couple kids at Maryville. I did a Maryville game last week. They got a freshman defensive end who's about 6'3", 225.
Wow, freshman. Wow.
At Maryville.
And they get younger and younger. Sophomores all over the place.
Is that
At
right?
6A, 5A,
Wow.
making plays all over the place.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Hey, is Tate Reynolds back yet?
Nope. I have an update
Jeez.
for you. I'm not going to say it on air, but I have an update for you. Yeah.
Wow.
I forgot to tell Dale. Yes, I won't say it on air because it was told to me in a non-official. You can announce this setting, so I'll tell you what I was told. Whether it's true or not, we'll discuss that. But NHL starts today. You looking for the NHL season, Bruce?
Well, I can't wait. I can't wait to go down to the ice den and cover the Coyotes practice today. And their general manager Shane Doan. I mean, he's such a peach of a guy. Wait. What era am I living in?
Forgot
What
about
am I
that.
living in?
Yeah,
What am I-
nothing
what am I
here.
living in?
Do you
Nothing
think
here.
the Utah Hockey Club should come down and
Well,
have
they're
some
the
training camp
They're the
practices?
Mammoths
They're the
now.
Mammoths now. Yeah.
Do you think they should come down and have some preseason practices here?
Yeah, they should. Yeah, they should. They should.
I don't think they won the rights. I think Vegas won the rights for Phoenix after the Coyotes left. I think. But because they do all that stupid garbage, for that. But I just you're not going to sit down and watch NHL all night. All right, fine, Bruce, whatever. But I appreciate you joining us as always on Tuesdays. Hopefully next week we don't have to have such a spirited discussion about the Cardinals where we're all angry 2 days later on top
Hopefully
of
it's
this.
just for the start of the game a blowout, and then we don't even have to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
10 a.m. too, so we get the rest of the day to enjoy ourselves coming up. And then ASU 7:15 p.m. that night. Arizona BYU, by the way, 5 p.m. as well. So Saturday night, Sunday morning, packed for you guys out there and everything.
So, Coop, I just need to know the tire for Sunday morning. Is it Eggs Benedict, some hash browns and fruit in silk pajamas, or?
Well, Dale, first of all, with the morning game at 10 a.m., I got a debate because I normally go to the 10:30 service.
Okay.
So do I debate either doing the 8 o'clock service
Ooh,
or
that's
not,
early.
or not going at all,
Or
playing hooky? Yeah, that's what it boils down to me. 8 a.m. or hooky.
Hey, really quick as we go, UNC, North Carolina is no longer moving forward with its in-season documentary on Hulu. They pulled the plug on it. They are so god-awful. They pulled the plug on it and said, we don't need this going out. So another negative on North
So
Carolina.
no more of Bill Belichick's 24-year-old
I
girlfriend.
think she's the one who pulled the plug on
Yes,
it.
probably. You guys aren't showing me enough on this here. But Bruce, as always, thank you. We'll see you next Tuesday. Hopefully
right.
some positive news around town. Please. Yeah,
Getting
look at the
hungry.
potential next week.
ASU, Suns in
Getting
China.
hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try Suns in China this weekend. On top of it, maybe some of the guys that just started practicing won't be hurt.
That flight will let him back.
come on back, folks. Tomorrow, of course, we got Coach Sheehan coming in on Wednesdays as well, and then McCollum on Business coming up at 11. Pit Stop Look Back show coming up later on today as well. Come and join us, folks. We'll see you in a little bit. Main event.